Welcome to Better, the podcast about doing better, being better, and leaving the world a better place than we found it. What's up? What's happening, everybody? Welcome to Better, Do Better, Be Better, Make the World a Better Place. I'm your host, Jay, and we are going to be talking today about 5 books that can inspire you to do better. And obviously, this is a topic that is very close to my heart because The Last First Date, my book is available on Amazon, paperback, hardcover, and ebook. It is not a book that will inspire you to do better unless you actually need the lessons that are in this book. Then it could inspire you to do better in your relationship. So this is essentially a inspired fiction novel based on myself meeting my amazing girlfriend. And there's 5 lessons in here that the characters learn that they have to take seriously to be able to grow enough to be able to have a mature and healthy relationship. And I'm proud of this book. Very proud of this book, The Last First Date. Oh, that's weird. That's a weird turn with my hands. So The Last First Date, if you can, please go purchase it. I would really appreciate it. And give me a review and let me know your honest thoughts about what it is that I have written. Look at that. Look at that. It's got some weight. It's got some weight to it. Now, I want to talk about other people's books. So I want to talk about 5 books that can inspire people to do better. But first, I thought appropriate to have an author do a better moment for today's podcast. Candace Bushnell, you know her? If you don't, well, she is the mastermind, the creative genius behind Sex in the City. It started as a newspaper column. You'll hear her talk about it. But, you know, why I wanted to talk to her was she empowered a whole movement. And I feel like Sex in the City, it was one of those shows / writing pieces of writing that really allowed women to level up and go to the next step. So let's hear from Candace, and then we're going to jump into my 5 books that can inspire you to do better.
Hi, Jay. Candace Bushnell here. First of all, I want to say congratulations on getting your novella in the mail. I'm assuming that you're going to be a novelist and fiction writer, so that's absolutely fantastic. And then as for your questions about doing better, well, you know, Sex in the City actually started as a column in a newspaper called the New York Observer. And that column was due every week. And Jay, I cannot tell you how many times it would be like 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and I would have to file the next morning at 9 a.m. And you know what I did? I just sat there and literally pulled my hair out, drank tea, and also ate a lot of chocolate. I think I really liked Mars bars or something crazy like that. Or M&Ms with peanuts. So I would eat chocolate, drink tea, and pull my hair out until the solution came to me. So sometimes the answer is you just have to keep trying and trying and trying. And then another time is when I was doing my one-woman show, which I started doing just about 4 years ago. Now, I'd never been on stage before. So one of the things that I learned was you can't know what you don't know. So what I did was I just listened to what everyone told me to do, and then I did it. So sometimes it's just great to take advice from other people and, you know, follow their instructions. That really helps. Another thing that I've found that really helps is just doing research, like just research as much as you can, Google, read, and that always seems to help a lot too. So Anyway, I hope this helped you, and I hope that it answers your questions, and good luck with everything. Thanks. Bye, Jay.
Okay, so Candace Bushnell giving us a little advice on how to keep moving when you are kind of hitting a block, which is great. Thank you, Candace. I really appreciate her insights as an author who has made it. I can say, she's inspiring. Now let's get to the 5 books that I find can inspire you to be better. And I hope that you guys, if you haven't read them, go get them. Whether you do it on Audible or Amazon or your local bookstore or wherever, grab them. Okay, so first one, Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor E. Frankl. I wonder if a lot of authors do that. Hey, they put their middle initial. Should I put my middle initial? I'm just J. Hall on my book. Should I be J.I. Hall? J.I. Hall? No. Victor E. Frankl. J.I. Hall. Yeah, no, I'm sticking with J. Hall. Okay. Doesn't work very well for my name. All right. So I'll give you a synopsis to this one. Written by a psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor. Already. I mean, come on. This memoir details his experiences in Nazi concentration camps and how he found purpose and meaning despite unimaginable suffering. Okay. So here's the thing. This book is a very heavy read. The first time I went through it, I didn't retain a lot and I had to go through and read it again. Just because you conjure up images of what his life was like and they disturb you to the point where you probably get lost in the message a bit or lost from the message a bit. So I would definitely recommend, if you're going to read this one, really give yourself the time. Don't get distracted and really think things through. Take it chapter by chapter. Don't try to power through it, binge through it. But look, like any book written by a Holocaust survivor is worthy of attention because they survived the most horrific of circumstances, and they are living a life that they have this dark passenger with them that continually stays with them and haunts them. And then there are people out there that don't even believe what they actually went through, right? So it's like multi-layered as to what they've gone through. This book inspires me because it was written by somebody who went through the Holocaust. I mean, come on, you can't possibly tell me that a person who's gone through the Holocaust has nothing to offer you in terms of rising up and doing better or being better in a situation. It's just not possible. So highly recommend Man's Search for Meaning. All right, next up, The Alchemist by Paulo. And I don't think I've ever really heard his last name said. Coelho? So synopsis is, it follows Santiago, a young shepherd, on his quest for hidden treasure. Along the way, he encounters wise mentors and learns lessons about listening to your heart, embracing the present moment, and following his dreams. Okay, so there's this thing called personal legend in the book. And it's a lot to do with like your unique path in life. But what I want to say about this book is there are a lot of people who say, I do what I do just because I can do it, but they don't really know their path. And that's a hard, I know a lot of people live their life that way. I can't live my life that way. I need to have a path that I feel genuinely whole on. And this is a book which can help you identify that feeling, quantify that feeling, and move in the direction of that feeling. I can't remember when The Alchemist came out. Do I have it written down? I don't. But I read it. Oh man, I must have been pretty young when I read it for the first time. And it was one of those things that there was one of those pieces of literature that drove me to understand that there's more to this life than what I was living. So if you are looking for a book to inspire you to find your path, number 2, The Alchemist. Number 3, Atomic Habits by James Clear. Can't get those words out. Okay, so we're going to, let's do the synopsis. Focusing on how small incremental changes can lead to big results, James Clear outlines practical strategies for developing good habits and breaking bad ones. Through scientific studies and real-life examples, he shows how to achieve lasting improvement in everyday life. Look, My lesson from this book was take one step forward and look at your footing, and then take another step forward, look at your footing, take another step forward, and keep doing that. Every big thing that you do is comprised of small steps. And if you can stay focused on those small steps, if you can realize that moving 1% every day is moving forward. Now, it might not be the speed that you would like to do it at. I know I'm constantly at battle with speed, speed of implementation, speed of learning, speed of everything. But if you take a step forward and you look at your footing and you realize, okay, I'm on stable ground here. I can see the path forward from the step I just took. So I'm going to take another step and another step. Educating yourself on something and then testing it out and practicing and then implementing into the real world and putting your own little spin on it and those sorts of things, right? You do these things and they all add up. They're the sum of your actions add up to a result that this book really will inspire you to do. So take those small steps towards your big goals. And if you like to do lists like I do, I used to put like conquer the world, as not really, but a big goal. And then I would just kind of like think that day, be like, what are the small steps I need to do? What do I need to do today to get to this goal? Instead, keep a goal list and then put the small steps in your to-do list. That way you feel very accomplished. Okay. Number 4, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey. Now, the guy that needs his middle initial. Synopsis: a modern classic of personal development, Covey's book identifies 7 core habits that guide readers through effectiveness in both personal and professional spheres. It emphasizes principles like proactivity, win-win thinking, and continuous self-improvement. Yes. So my big takeaway from this book was that you should cultivate healthy habits. If you can cultivate healthy habits, getting up at the most productive time, working with focus at your optimal time, what kind of supplements help you think better, working out so that your body and your brain can function better, getting rid of toxic people and embracing people that aren't, all these things add up. And if you can make your environment healthy, then you can be healthy. And when you're healthy, you function better. So developing healthy habits is the big message from this book. Okay. So if you're looking around right now and you're thinking to yourself, you're like, yeah, that's a bad habit. That's a bad habit. I smoke. I drink a little bit too much. Should I be getting high at 11 o'clock in the morning? Should I be getting up at 2 p.m. and going to bed at 10 p.m.? You realize you're like, yeah, these are bad habits. Read this book. It'll help you crack those bad habits and turn them into healthy and good habits. All right. Whoa. Wow. I'm just powering through this episode like crazy. Number 5, our last one, Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance by Angela Duckworth. Angela does not have a middle initial in her name, I'll have you know. All right. Synopsis. Psychologist Angela Duckworth explores why some people succeed despite obstacles, highlighting the importance of grit, a combination of sustained passion and persistence. Drawing on examples from cadets at West Point to spelling bee champions, she unpacks how grit can outperform raw talent. So freaking true. My whole life story is grit. I didn't have a lot of natural talent in anything. Everything that I did, I had to cultivate. I had to learn. I had to make a great effort to get involved in. I had a friend who naturally, the guy could. Oh, I've got a sneeze coming. Sorry, guys. No, that wasn't a cough. That was a sneeze. Some people think my sneezes sound like coughs. I digress. Let's get back to it. So, with grit, essentially, the name of the book and the actual thing that you need. I had friends who they were naturally great students, right? They could read the textbook once and get 100% on every test. I had friends who were naturally gifted athletes. The second that they picked up a hockey stick, they were scoring, or a basketball. They got it. They were swish, 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 right? I didn't have any of that, at least that I was able to find. So I had to dig down, figure out what I wanted to do, and focus in on making it happen. Grit is absolutely, no matter if you're talented or not, naturally gifted or not, you need grit, because at some point you're going to be confronted in your mission to do whatever you want to do with your life. You're going to be confronted with something that you don't know how to do. If you don't know how to do it, you need to figure out how, and you can't get frustrated. You got to just keep pushing forward. So grit is all that's left. That's the missing piece of the puzzle. So if you're missing grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance by Angela Duckworth is the book for you. Woo! That might be record time. 16 minutes, 5 books, and a better moment from Candace Bushnell of Sex and the City fame. Wow, that's awesome. Okay, so those 5 books, if you haven't read them and you're looking to level up in this life, you're looking to do better, be better, make the world a better place, these 5 books are absolute necessities in your mission. And maybe you're saying you don't like to read. Then look on Audible. Audiobooks, always a good time. If you don't like Audible, what I would recommend, this is the last resort. I don't recommend this lightly. All my author friends out there, I'm sorry to recommend this, but if somebody is not big on reading or audiobooks, my next step would be to generate a detailed kind of like review or outline of the book through AI. Really would recommend you actually read the book. Okay. But, and actually, I think there's apps that summarize books. Headway, that might be one. I look for, you could even Google, look for apps that summarize books with their key points. If you really don't have the time to read, or you really don't like reading for some reason, I don't understand that. But if you don't, definitely check out an app that can help you outline a book. And I think it reads the outline to you too. There is Blinkist. Blinkist is one of them. I remember somebody telling me about Blinkist. They asked me if my book was going to be on Blinkist. So yes, you got all these options available to you. But I would say, number one, go get these books and read them. Okay? So that is it. 5 books that can inspire you to do better, be better, and make the world a better place. Betterpodcast.live. That is a website you can go to help you do better, be better, and make the world a better place. All right. Later.
Thanks for checking out Better. If you got to the end, it must mean you liked the episode, right? So how about 5 stars? Maybe a sub, maybe a share. Great universal comment points. And good luck on your better journey.